50 Cent has seen his share of beefs with everyone from Oprah to Rick Ross. It's part of what keeps him in the spotlight. Here we look at some of his biggest ones.
The computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
50 and Floyd were once close. Close enough, in fact, to start a business together. The Money Team Promotions. The business is no longer in operation due to the fact that 50 suggested his boxing pal was getting distant. The two began subtweeting each other on Twitter, as Floyd wrote in 2012, "A male boxing groupie. Hold my belts because your album sales have declined." 50 fired back, "I can't hang out with Floyd no more. I'm tired of running from Manny Pacquiao," replied 50, referring to Mayweather's greatest boxing rival. Since then, the two have been at odds. Most notably, 50 routinely made fun of Floyd's reading ability. "Don't tell him I said this. I know he can't read this shit, LOL," the rapper tweeted in July. After working together to bring the Starz series BMF to television, 50 Cent and former drug kingpin Demetrius Big Meech Fenori's working relationship appears to be over, as the two are currently slinging mud on social media. Things appeared to go left between the two after Meech showed up in a video with 50 Cent rival Rick Ross on January 22nd in promotion of a welcome back concert for Meech. The concert never happened, and 50 has been calling Meech out as a snitch ever since. Fat Joe and 50's beef began after 50 was upset that Joe and J. Rule collabed on the song New York in 2004. 50 fired back at Joe in the song Piggy Bank, which dropped the following year. However, they decided to squash their beef in 2012 when their hip-hop manager and Violator co-founder Chris Lighty died. They performed at the BET Awards that year in honor of their well-respected manager and friend. Yeah and 50's feud happened in 2007 when they both came out with their albums Graduation and Curtis, respectively, on the same day. 50 was so certain that he would outsell West that he said he would retire from music if Ye beat him in album sales. Let's raise the stakes. If Kanye West sells more records than 50 Cent on September 11th, I'll no longer write music. I'll write music and work with my other artists, but I won't put out any more solo albums. West went on to sell 957,000 copies in the first week compared to his 691,000. However, 50 didn't retire from the industry as promised. After Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith got very honest about their relationship on a 2020 episode of the Red Table Talk, which she hosts alongside her mother Adrienne Banfield Norris and her daughter Willow Smith, 50 decided to chime in with his own opinion. Jada opened up about her entanglement with singer August Alsina, which prompted 50 to ask the Fresh Prince star, "But why she tell you that shit on a show for everybody to see?" To which Will explained, "We broke up, so she did her and I did me." 50 took it up a notch and replied, "Then she said only she can give permission for somebody to blow her back out," which elicited a blunt "You 50. The feud has seemed to simmer down for now, but when do we ever know with 50? 50 was mad at Rick Ross for associating with Fat Joe, and MTV News reported that he even warned him to stay away from Joe in 2008. In 2009, Ross came for 50 in his song Mafia Music, as he referenced the house fire where 50's ex Shaniqua Tompkins lived with his son Marquise Jackson. 50 fired back with the song Officer Ricky, which made fun of Ross's past as a corrections officer. Additionally, 50 leaked a sex tape of Lastonia Leviston, who has a child with Ross, added his own commentary, and uploaded the video to the internet in 2008. Leviston sued 50 for exploiting her and won $5 million per The Independent. 50 and Oprah's beef is odd, to say the least. Back in 2015, the In Da Club rapper tweeted, "I got a dog named Oprah and a cat named Gail." Oprah later commented that she was offended and did not take it as a compliment. However, the one-sided feud did not start there. 50 wanted to make an appearance on her daytime talk show, Oprah, to promote his debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying back in 2003. Oprah declined to have him as a guest, citing the gun violence and misogyny in his lyrics, per The Independent. In the years since, the two have gone back and forth with each other, with drama building up, as they both represented rival vodka brands. However, in 2024, their feud came to a head when Combs' house was raided in March 2024 by the Department of Homeland Security amid a slew of lawsuits alleging the rapper sexually abused and trafficked men and women, which Combs has denied. 50 Cent has spoken up since then, claiming that he had suspected Combs' alleged illegal behavior for some time. 50's rivalry with The Game is one of the most heated in recent hip-hop history. Trouble between the pair first began to brew in 2004 when, in order to help market him ahead of the release of his major record label debut album, The Documentary, The Game was reportedly placed in G-Unit by Dr. Dre and Interscope Records CEO Jimmy Iovine. 50 was also roped into working on Game's album, helping pen its first two singles, West Side Story and How We Do. In early 2005, tensions between the two flared when, per 50's account, the record label pushed back the release of 50's sophomore album, The Massacre, to accommodate Game's album. 50 was aggrieved. The tipping point came in February 2005 when Game went on Hot 97 radio and said he wouldn't get involved in any of 50's beefs. A few days later, 50 showed up to Hot 97 and kicked Game out of G-Unit live on air. Game and his crew reportedly then arrived at the radio station while 50 was still on the air. A shooting occurred outside the building in which one person was injured. Since then, while they've sometimes toyed with the idea of reconciliation, 50 and Game have remained staunch enemies and have taken shots at one another at each and every opportunity, both in their songs and on social media. The Game isn't the only former G-Unit member 50 has had problems with. In 2008, like he did Game, 50 dropped Young Buck from G-Unit live on Hot 97. Criticizing Buck for speaking about group conflicts in public, Buck had previously claimed to Yo Raps magazine, per the Irish Examiner, that he had not received any royalty checks since signing with G-Unit Records. 50 also had a public spat with Lloyd Banks in 2010 over Banks apparently not wanting Eminem to feature on his album, HFM 2. Though 50 appeared to have reconciled with the pair when he performed alongside them at Hot 97 Summer Jam 2014 concert, he's since fallen out with them both again. In 2016, 50 hit out at Banks for posing for a photo with The Game, and in 2018, he announced that Banks was no longer part of G-Unit. The following year, after Buck accused 50 of trying to sabotage his career, 50 mocked Buck over his romantic life. 50's feud with Cameron began in 2007 when they had an argument live on Hot 97. 50 was on air promoting his third studio album, Curtis, when Cameron and Alan Grunblatt, the general manager of Coke Records, called into the station. The two rappers then began arguing over the fact that 50 had previously called Coke Records a graveyard, comparing the sales stats of their opposing imprints and respective artists. When Cam started swearing, the argument was cut. The pair since appeared to have reconciled. In 2016, Cam shared a photo of him and 50 laughing together on Instagram. In 1999, 50 caused quite a stir with the release of his single, How to Rob, on which he attacked a number of rappers, including Jay-Z. Jay fired back at 50 during his performance at Hot 97 Summer Jam later that year by debuting his track, It's Hot. Go against Jigga Yo Ass's Dents, I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 cents? Jay rapped on the track. The two appeared to have put things to bed by 2003 when they went on a joint tour and later performed together on stage alongside Kanye West, Diddy, and T.I. at Screamfest 2007. In a 2009 interview with Rolling Stone, however, 50 reignited the beef by accusing Jay of having a king complex. He thinks he's fucking Jesus, he said of Harv. Nas was one of the 50's biggest supporters when the latter was an up-and-coming Queens rapper. Things took a turn for the worse in 2002, however, over a feature on Jennifer Lopez's song I'm Gonna Be Alright. 50 had originally recorded a guest verse for the track. However, Lopez's record label, Epic, replaced him with Nas on the radio version, resulting in the pair falling out. 50 has been saying some shit since he came out in 2002. Nas said in an interview in 2004, "He said I did a song with Jennifer Lopez and I wasn't supposed to because he did a song with her." 50 dissed Nas on his 2005 track Piggy Bank and referred to his wife at the time, the singer Kelis, as a bitch. 50 and Nas appeared to have made up by 2014, however, when they appeared on stage together at Hot 97's Summer Jam. Earlier this year, 50 featured Nas's track Office Hours from his 16th studio album, Magic 2. It's safe to say that 50 Cent was not a fan of Lil Wayne during the early stages of his career. During an interview with Funkmaster Flex in 2007, 50 called Wayne a whore due to his high number of guest features. 50 released a diss track later that same year called Part-Time Lover, in which he dissed Tunechi and Cash Money Records founder Birdman. Wayne responded by dissing 50 on the track Louise Animal. In 2009, 50 called Wayne a junkie in an interview, reported Rolling Stone at the time. The pair appear to have called a truce, however. In 2012, after Wayne had a seizure, 50 wished him well. Earlier this year, 50 told Capital Extra that having never worked together, he now wants to collaborate with his former foe. 50 Cent and Ja Rule have conflicting stories over how their long-standing feud started. Ja told MTV in 2003 that it stemmed from him unknowingly snubbing 50 during a music video shoot in New York. In his 2005 biography, From Pieces to Weight, 50 said it was because a friend of his robbed Ja for his necklace in 1999. Regardless of how it started, 50 and Ja have now been clashing for over 2 decades. They've exchanged countless diss tracks, had a fight in an Atlanta nightclub, and in 2000, 50 was stabbed in New York after an altercation with people affiliated with Murder Inc., Jay's record label. Murder Inc. rapper Black Child claimed responsibility for the attack. In 2018, 50 even purchased 200 front row tickets to a Ja Rule concert so that the seats would remain empty. Most recently, 50 slammed Jay for tying himself to a wooden column at a show in Miami. "Look at this shithead, is he supposed to be Jesus?" he wrote on Instagram alongside a clip of Ja's performance.